Guys, welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk about a few of the My Truth videos that influencers are putting out, and Jen Gerard's video being a brand owner. There's this huge trend of all these people in the beauty community wanting to tell their truth. Samantha Ravindal, I hope I pronounced that correctly, she put out a video that really got a reaction out of me. I think hers and Jen's were some of the best. Jaclyn Hill just uploaded a video as well. I'm going to touch on that a little bit towards the end. So today I'm going to be using a palette by Prism Makeup. It's called Exotic. Here's the packaging here, and the palette comes out here. And I did film this video yesterday, but that buzzing was back. So I'm gonna do it all over again because I just couldn't stand it. Even though it was 5 minutes in the video, like it was so piercing that my temple was like just like twitching, and it just was like throwing me all off. So I did post the look on Twitter. I did get 2 DMs to do the same look, so that's what I'm gonna do. I used this in the crease, and also kind of went over the lid in the inner and outer corners with this shade here, and I'm gonna take this mint shade in the center. Now this palette here is $9.89. You can purchase it on Amazon. I am going to leave the link down below. This was sent to me, but no strings attached, just for an honest review. It is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Tropic palette, only it is $120 cheaper. And if the quality is there, which so far the shades I have used have, you know, the quality has been there, that's great. I know some people feel a little iffy about brands and dupe palettes, but not everybody can afford a palette for $129, and, you know, everybody deserves to have makeup, you know, so I'm cool with it. And so far I went in with the ColourPop No Filter foundation and the concealer. Get those out of the way. And I went in with the Gerard Cosmetics Starlit palette, and I went in with the shade Grace here as my highlight. And I went in with the Slay All Day as a primer. I used my usual Glamorous Blush palette from BH Cosmetics, did like a little pinky peachy color, and I also used the Smashbox contour thing, which I got a little bit too much here. I'm looking a little muddy, I think. But anyway, let me adjust this just a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to put some powder under my eyes. We're going to jump into this palette, and this brand is cruelty-free. Like I said, the link will be down below, and let's get into it. So Samantha Ravindal, she posted a video essentially telling her truth about her experiences, her personal experiences in the beauty community. Now, this video kind of like got me in a couple of different ways. One, because I thought that she made some really great points, and she talked about it at all from the perspective as a like influencer to a consumer, like everything from a business side, all that kind of stuff. So I found it pretty interesting. I will say that she, like, I am a fan of hers. I'm not so much into her review videos, but she has videos like, one in particular that I really liked was all about shadow brushes, all about eye brushes, how to use different blending brushes, the different shapes, what they're for, things like that. So I really like her informative videos more than just reviews. But she does start out the video. I'm taking this this pink shade. Like I said, I'll be using these 3. She did start out by saying, you know, that we are really not getting the full story about, you know, like the big picture on the beauty community. She said that she was talking about like PR, you know, and how we think it's like great that they get all this free stuff, but that's because we're not influencers. She said that she organizes hers into a few different piles, and that kind of caught my attention because of the piles. So she said the first pile that she creates with the PR is a pile of all the hyped up stuff, all the stuff people are talking about, all the stuff that she knows that we're going to want to see, all the stuff that people are going to be looking for reviews on, things that are going to essentially get views, which is fine because nobody's on YouTube for no views. So, she said that that would be a pile. Then the second pile is stuff that like she has a relationship with the brand, or the stuff that she herself is personally excited about. And then another pile of stuff that immediately gets tossed or donated because it's stuff that we don't care about, which I find that kind of weird, because who is she to tell us like what we care about? I, for one, am all about like learning about new brands, different products. So I was a little irked by that, because I would love to see her do a video of like that pile of stuff that we don't care about, because I'd love to see what's in it, you know? I just don't think it's like right for her, you know, to decide what we want to see, you know? Maybe the majority of people just want to see hyped up products, but some of us really just want to be introduced to new things, you know? And so, you know, she went on to talk about how Marlena's video, putting that $60,000 price out there for a video, she said kind of like frustrated her, because like 99.9% of the influencers are not making that much money. And we'll get into that again later. She said that she feels like there are a lot of things wrong with the beauty community, and that it sucks that, you know, there are shitty people on the top, people that we don't like, but that's just the way that it is, you know? She talked about, she kind of set up this scenario of, let's say that you went out to a restaurant to eat and you were waiting for a table. They said it's going to be like 45 minutes, but you could see that there are empty tables. You would immediately get upset without realizing that maybe they didn't staff that section. Maybe, you know, those are reserved. Like, not just instantly sort of getting angry instead of knowing the full story. Thought that that was a pretty good comparison to how people can be. She also said that we are demanding, you know, like honesty and transparency, but when we get it, we don't like it if it doesn't line up with our, you know, personal opinions or whatever. I think that she sort of missed the mark when she talked about how, you know, she talked about the price and how influencers should get paid and it's a business, you know, all this kind of stuff, which, I mean, I totally agree with. I think that she's under the impression that we feel like they shouldn't be paid at all, when that is absolutely not the truth, you know? I just think we were a little taken aback by how much money is in the industry. I do think that they deserve to be paid. I think that, you know, it's just such a difference with knowing how much money they're making, but them trying to be relatable. And I think that those fake people, you know, their true colors are starting to show more. So we're sort of like, we're catching on, you know what I mean? And she does say that, you know, these brands, when they send out like PR, their packaging is getting so extravagant and so expensive, and it's nonsense because they just throw it away. But as if the product, you know, like if the packaging looked really nice, that, you know, maybe that'll catch your eye. Maybe that'll make you want to talk about it, when it's just essentially a waste of money, you know? And I also agreed with that point. She talked about brand trips. She said, you know, brand trips always existed like an editorial print, you know, but we just didn't know about it. But that brands could save a lot of money by not doing so many brand trips. That essentially, you know, if they're not getting their return back, if they're paying X amount of money to an influencer and not getting that back plus some, that it's not just the influencer's fault, that the brands, you know, are always pushing out products. There's so many brands, there's so many products. It's pretty overwhelming, and they just really care about the money, and they just really want this free promotion. Or, you know, well, because if they were to like take out commercials, it would be a lot more expensive. So they want the promotion, and that the quality of the products suffers, and that you know, it's just about the money, essentially. She said that brands could save money in those ways, that brand trips really aren't that necessary, or this extravagant packaging. And she also said it would be nice for brands to actually collab with influencers on how to better the community, which I thought was really great. And I saw on Twitter that she did in fact reach out to Marlena. Well, one of them reached out to the other from Makeup Geek, and I thought that that was really, really great, because not only is Samantha talking about the bad things in the community, and talking about making it better, but she's also acting on it. So she's not just like talking the talk, she's walking the walk. And I can appreciate that she wants some change, and you can see it. But I find it kind of weird coming from her, because even in the video, she talks about how her job is not like fulfilling, that she would rather be doing something else and taking video and pictures of herself. And I found that interesting, because I always sort of got that vibe from her. But like she said, you know, she would not make the amount of money that she does doing this in like any other field. And just like if you had two job options, one was minimum wage and one was like a whole, you know, year worth of money, you know, like a whole year's worth of salary, like what would you choose? And being that we are people, I mean, obviously we would choose the higher, you know, the higher pay. But I think that although she mentioned entitled social climbing type of people, that I don't think that she touched as much on like their attitudes and the way that they come across and their whole flexing stuff and just like how rude they can be and everything. But I mean, the thing is that we want all this honesty, we want all the tea. They're not giving us any names because, you know, they don't want to like cause more drama. But the fact that you're putting out this video and it's monetized, you know, most of them, and talking about drama, you know, and then they talk shit about drama channels, and it's insane. Just say the names. But then you have to think from their perspective, maybe that could hurt their business. They sign contracts, you know what I mean? So they probably can't be as transparent as they would like to be. She talked about sponsorships. She talked about how there have been times when she would be sent a script to read, like pretty much like word for word. And she would be like, I can't do this because this isn't the way I talk, you know? And she said that she doesn't like to do more than 1 to 2 sponsored videos a month because she doesn't want to get shit for it, basically. And what I found interesting is yesterday morning I was watching Philip DeFranco, and he was doing his ad read for Headspace. And I was thinking to myself, why does this feel different to me? When I watch videos that are not makeup related, I watch a lot of like true crime kind of stuff or commentary channels like Danny Gonzalez. And when they do an ad read or have like a lot of ads in a video, it feels different than watching a beauty video. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. But I don't think, now Samantha mentioned that she thinks that people have a big problem with women making a lot of money. And I don't really think that this situation is just exclusive to women, but that's just how I feel. So you guys will have to let me know if you're feeling that way too, if that was a good point she made. But it definitely feels a lot different when you're watching a different type of video and there's an ad. When it comes to beauty influencers and sponsorships, we already don't trust them. I don't think I would have as big of an issue with sponsored content if there weren't so many of them that tried to hide it, that, you know, didn't disclose it, that were shady as fuck. You know, basically that's what it comes down to. Them just being shady, being, you know, we just can't trust them. And I think that's why the sponsored content ends up like really bothering us, because we're like, we know that you guys are making so much money and now you're shoving a sponsorship down our throat. But if the trust was there, if they were like, hey, this is my job. I'm being paid to talk about this product, but my review is honest. If that had been how it always had been in the beauty community, I don't think that we would have like the same issues. You know what I mean? But it's just that, you know, it just sucks because we just have not been able to really trust these people. I dropped my mascara on the floor. A second. So, you know, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think that, you know, we're just so fed up with this community, that sponsorships just kind of, make it worse. It's like pushing the knife in a little bit deeper because now we know how much these people are getting paid, although there are a ton of influencers that denied the $60,000 price, but we'll get into that. But she said, you know, there is a way that everybody could benefit. It's just that the brands like need to be on board to, you know, talk to the influencers. Like I said, I think it's great that, you know, she talked to Marlena and hopefully there is some kind of change. And essentially she said there's shitty people on the top, just like in any other type of, you know, circumstance and any other type of like position, and that what we have to do as consumers is be smarter about things. And if we don't like somebody, just be done with them. You know, don't hate watch them. You know, don't follow them. I'm putting a little bit of concealer down here. And essentially, you know, just don't support them. Don't give them the views. Don't give them the attention, you know, which I thought, you know, was great. I agree with that. At the end, essentially she was talking about how it's like somebody starts a narrative and then somebody's trying to tear down that narrative and it just keeps going and going and going. All that stuff. So towards the end, she was putting on her eyeliner and she was like, oh my God, you guys like need this eyeliner. It is so great. It is a black that you have like never seen before. And yes, she was just like fucking around, you know. I thought it was kind of funny, but then it also like kind of pissed me off. I meant to grab a brush here. I don't know what I was doing. Because, you know, she has a certain way about her. I like that she's super blunt, but she also comes off kind of condescending, and I really don't like that. So, I mean, it was kind of funny, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. She did talk about how, you know, that some of us keep saying that we want the beauty community to go back to like the basics and do like makeup tutorials and stuff like that. But when they upload that kind of content, it doesn't get a lot of views. So I guess they figure, why bother? Maybe it doesn't get a lot of views, but the people that really care about this community are probably those people that are watching it, you know? She also talked about, you know, how we want people to be more real, but if she does a video with like her partner, she gets blasted for it. And it's just like, almost like a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. So all in all, I thought her video was pretty good, you know? We learned a little bit more about the business side of things, so that was kind of cool. And, you know, I mean, essentially what she said is just take everything with a grain of salt, you know, which makes sense. So on to Jen Gerard. Now, I love Jen. And I thought her video was fantastic. I think her video was everything that Marlena's video should have been. Jen was very humble, very down to earth, just stating the facts, talking about an ideal relationship between an influencer and a brand owner. And if they can't afford that influencer, they don't have to stop being friends. You know, she also talked about the money and to like brand trips and things like that. I thought that her video was really, really great. I think that another thing that just shows how much class Jen Gerard has is that she recently, I'm going to take that peachy color under my eye. She recently reached out to Karina Kaboom. Now, if you don't know, There was some tea a long time ago that Jen Gerard and Manny MUA were watching Karina Kaboom, and Karina was doing a bad review on Gerard Cosmetics, and they called her ugly. Apparently, some say that she was actually calling her an ugly person, but the camera cut out. And it was the fuel that Karina Kaboom needed for the fire of her victimhood, because she said that then she kept getting death threats. That's why she had to close her comment section down. It's ridiculous. That's why, if you're a Karina fan, her comments aren't on. She will always use that as the excuse. So Jen decided to reach out to her. She posted a screenshot of her trying to reach out to her, and Karina Kaboom deleted it. And I figured that would happen because it's Karina. And Karina needs that. She can't make amends with Jen. She can't be an adult. She needs that as her ammo to play the victim, which is sad. But to see Jen want to reach out with her to make things right, knowing how awful Karina Kaboom is, I was like, damn, girl, like, she is a class act, definitely. I think I'm going to do a little bit of eyeliner here. So let's move on to Jaclyn Hill. I'm not going to touch on this too much. Because Beauty with Ashley did a very good video on just this topic specifically. So I'm going to link her video, but I just wanted to point out some of the things that I noticed from the video, and that Ashley does point out most of those as well, because it was like insane. So she's the latest. Jaclyn Hill coming out to share, her truth and all that crap. So we did learn a few things from that video, which I think is pretty interesting. I'm going in with the Roller Lash Mascara. She started out the video by talking about her palette situation, the Vault collection that has just been full of drama. She says that Morphe and Linda would never lie to her, but then she says that they told her that they had destroyed the palettes, but they never did. And I have never heard of this before, but she legitimately said the old palettes are in quarantine to be analyzed to see what the issue is. Now, what caught me off guard is I thought, well, you came out with all these new palettes supposedly, so didn't you figure out what the problem was? Because this new batch was supposed to be perfect, And there are a million questions about how they could produce that many more palettes in such a short amount of time. Why it took her 3 years to work on brushes, but she could put out all these palettes again. And, this is the thing. I don't trust her. And I think that this video, her intention was to actually have us feel for her and understand her situation, understand her truth and where she's coming from. But really, all it did for me was just not trust her even more, because she essentially outs Morphe for lying to her, saying that they destroyed the palettes, but then they didn't. Then she talks about a gossip channel showing emails for the whole Makeup Geek situation. That was the Beauty Truth Sleuth video. She said that she couldn't validate those emails and that they were, essentially insinuating that they were fake. But then she's reading the same emails that were in that first video if you were able to catch it before it was taken down. So, I mean, it's just, there's so many contradictions. There's so many lies. She always has a ton of excuses. And I just feel like I just can't believe her. And I mean, I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. I just don't trust her. But a little nugget of tea we did get. This is the Wet n Wild Nudist Peach Liquid Catsuit. We did get some tea that she said $60,000 is actually a real rate for a video, for one video. She said, I'm sorry, I'm just being honest, I'm just putting it out there, but that there are people that make even $100,000. She said, sorry. She said that she was at a table with influencers at some point, and they were talking about, hey, like, I make $70,000 if I talk about this for 30 seconds. I make $100,000 if I talk about this blush. So James Charles and everybody else, Samantha, all of you guys coming out here saying, oh, it's not us. It's definitely some of you. And you can just be honest, you know? And that's the thing, and Ashley touched on this as well, and that this is exactly what I wrote down in my notes, was that if that number 60,000 was so laughable and hilarious and such a thing to make fun of, then why are they so defensive about it? Like, why are they so quick to be like, oh no, it's not me? I'm going back in with the Slay All Day. Oh, this peach one is like the best. This is from Gerard Cosmetics. Yeah, so that was all pretty like eye-opening. I have like this little patch here that does not want to. Do you guys ever have a problem with foundation around your nose? I used to powder my nose first and then put it on, and then it just got kind of cakey. Anyway, off point. So we know now that that is reality and that it is even higher than that. So she outed all of these people essentially. So stop fucking lying. This is another lie, and this is a recent lie. This is why we cannot trust you guys. It's just, we want to think that you're great people and that we can trust your reviews and stuff, but I think that we've been fucked so hard by these people, not all of them, but by a lot of them, that we just can't trust a goddamn thing they say. So I liked Samantha's video. I thought all of the perspectives were great. I just feel like she kind of has a little bit of an attitude. I thought Jen's video was flawless. Jacqueline, quarantine to analyze the issue. God damn, Jacqueline. Anyway, this is the finished look. I'm loving this mint color. I like the blendability. I love the shimmer. I always put shimmers on with my finger in case you are new here. So this is the palette here. Like I said, there will be a link down below. They are cruelty free. And, I don't know, so far so good. I'll definitely be using this in other videos before I would give like a really, you know, in-depth review. But so far I'm digging it. I'm dying to try these blues and purples down here. So I'll probably use this in another video coming up. I do have some Slay shades coming up. I didn't get a chance to do one last week. So this week I may do two. I have Emma Chamberlain coming up, Amanda Ensing, X Sparkage. And if I ever talk like on Twitter about doing a Slay shade and then I do somebody else, it's normally because there's new drama happening, so then I put it off so I can get all the current drama together. So that video, those videos will be coming up, and Sabrina as well. I'm gonna do a Slay shade on her. And my husband and I have put off this video because I could not find this shit. It was behind our bookcase in the bedroom, but I found the at-home, quick and easy, complete waxing kit. So he is going to be waxing my eyebrows. Hopefully tonight or tomorrow we will get that together and get that put out. It should be really funny. So those are some upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much, and for all the love on my last video. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you for all the texts and DMs, just everything. I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing and watching, and follow me on Twitter if you want to. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love and hugs. Bye.